ThinkTank, Hannah Cranston, and John Iadarola here. So fall is upon us, which means lots of fall. It doesn't feel like fall here in LA,
no.
But there are fall things that are coming our way.
Pumpkin
the
spice.
Leaves are the changing. We got pumpkin
Not here.
spice,
but in other places they are.
lattes, and your favorite, pumpkin pie.
I do like pumpkin pie.
But it turns out pumpkin pie is not actually made of pumpkins.
Necessarily.
Sorry. Now, Food and Wine reports that cans of pumpkin puree, even those that advertise 100% pumpkin, are actually made of a range of different squashes.
Well, that's not fair. The portion of it that's pumpkin is 100% pumpkin.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Math.
Yeah. Totally. That's very honest advertising there. Now, most pumpkin purees are a mix of winter squashes, including butternut squash, golden delicious, and Hubbard. Meanwhile, Libby's, the largest pumpkin puree brand, has developed its own unique brand of a squash called the Dickinson, which is more closely related to a butternut squash than a pumpkin.
Why, is that like faster growing or something?
No,
or?
the problem is that a lot of pumpkins, if you just take the puree, don't actually taste good and they're stringy, so it requires a lot more resources and energy and money to just do 100% pumpkin and to find things that taste good. So if it's close enough to tasting like pumpkin and it looks orange...
Well, but then, so I think the injustice here isn't that we're not getting pumpkin, because it turns out that we actually don't want pumpkin.
Right.
It's that squash isn't getting the credit it deserves.
This is very true.
I want a squash pie.
And this is very true. And it doesn't sound as good. Maybe that's
No.
why.
Hit me with some squash.
Part of the problem is that
Squash
the FDA is vague about what counts as pumpkin, which allows companies to pack unspecified squashes into their purees and still list pumpkin as the sole ingredient. Now, this isn't the first time we've kind of encountered this. When we talked about in a video
Fish.
last week with fish being labeled incorrectly, crab, a lot of the crab that you eat is not actually crab. It's just an amalgamation of different kinds of
With,
white...
again, pollock not getting the credit they deserve.
Well, because
they're
nobody
delicious.
wants pollock sushi. Can I get a pollock roll? Can I get a squash pie? Like, none of that sounds good.
What if it was just pole roll?
Pole roll?
I'll take that.
That pole roll is difficult to roll off the tongue.
Ugh.
But it's true. But yeah, squash should get more credit. I think butternut pie. That sounds good.
Butternut pie?
That sounds good. Butternut
know.
pie.
I could imagine
People like
watching a
pecan.
video about the butternut
How?
pie.
I don't know. Well, I guess I do know the answer. I was gonna say I don't know how a video about pie turned into something sexual,
That's
but
true.
now I know.
Yeah, so I'm not too worried about this.
I
mean,
walked
what
into
people
it.
want is the thing that tastes like pumpkin pie. This is really
But they
more
don't
of a
actually
problem of.
know what pumpkin pie tastes like.
I know, and that's why we should rebrand it. It should be squash spice latte and stuff like that. Squash
That
spice
sounds
Oreo.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Because there's different, you know what I think it is there's different types of squash that you taste that don't necessarily taste good.
I guess that's possible.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
nobody wants, like, spaghetti squash, great for, like, subbing in for
don't
pasta, but sweet, not so much.
I
Butternut
don't
squash,
actually know
sweet.
enough about squash to differentiate them. They all taste like pumpkin to me.
Well, let me tell you, kabocha squash, great.
I don't even know what that is.
It's delish. They could make a kabocha squash pie. I would be very happy. There's a place that I go to in Santa Monica, a restaurant that makes a kabocha squash brownie that is just delightful.
I'll reserve judgment.
Let me just tell you.
Bring
Guys,
one sometime.
let us know if you are just upset about this mislabeling and you will thus boycott pumpkin pie, or if you have a different suggestion for how we should name it to be a little bit more honest in the comments down below, and we'll see you soon.